Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Transcend podcast. My name is Reagan Shepard, and today we have a special episode for you. Joining me is Sarah Budson, the wellness specialist for the Transcend Foundation. Alongside her is Katie Hernandez, a veteran and member of the foundation who's gone through the protocol, and she's here to tell you a little bit about her story. Have a listen. Don't look. You might look now, but my armpits gradually accumulate sweat as we go. You're not big.
Same.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat. It's
That's
fine.
like we're in green. Not a great choice. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
How's
You had a
the,
cute
how's
outfit on.
the
It's okay,
brown
it's okay.
looking?
it's okay. I wanted to put this on anyway, so you're good. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
You're such a cute bundle of joy. So you're great. You're great.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you were able to meet the whole crew this time, and especially because we have new additions and everything.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
yeah,
really
you
good.
guys have some great new hires and young talent. It makes me feel younger.
You're still young. You're still young.
Yeah.
I was telling you this. You're good. You're at your prime. You haven't even gotten there yet.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit, where are you from? What's your upbringing? What was your childhood like? Give me all the details.
Yeah, so I grew up in Buffalo, New York. Very cold. I have a younger sister. Grew up very poor. The type of poor where you had to heat water up on a stove to run it over to the bath so that we had warm bath water, that kind of stuff. And seeing my mom struggle with alcoholism and whatnot, it was a childhood where I had to grow up real fast. And I had to assume a role of taking care of my little sister through that time. And through that, I feel like I learned a lot of coping, a lot of, resiliency things. But then it just all kind of came together when I went away to college and I joined the military. I did ROTC in upstate New York. And, a recruiter got me essentially. He was like, you look like you could do some pull-ups, win this free t-shirt. So I did my pull-ups and I got my t-shirt and he's like, you're perfect for the military. Sign
Off to the
here.
races.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I think, I've always wanted to serve, but I never thought I could.
Okay.
So when the recruiter was like, you're perfect for this, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I called my mom and I was like, hey mom, I joined the military. She's crying and she was proud of me and supported it, but it was just it was a shock. I'm the first one in my family to go to college to join the military, so just doing
It's a lot. It's a big feat.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go to college?
Upstate New York, so SUNY Brockport.
Okay.
Yeah, went up there, and after that, the military career took me to a bunch of amazing places. My first duty station was Hawaii. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I've been very, very fortunate. Hawaii, Nashville, Florida a couple times.
What part of Florida were you in?
Miami.
Okay.
And then I was up in the Panhandle for Explosive Ordnance EOD school.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like Florida? I just moved from Florida, so a
Okay.
little soft spot for me.
Yeah, where in Florida?
I lived in Miami, but then
okay.
I was also in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I went to UF in
Okay.
Gainesville, so I've been up the state. But,
Yeah, it was really nice. I was a teacher. I was an ROTC instructor
Okay.
at Florida Atlantic University.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
In Boca. Yeah.
Yep, in Boca.
Yeah. How was that? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I can definitely tell how old I am because of being around the cadets, right?
Okay.
So the last time I was around cadets, I was a cadet. So that was, 15 years ago. And so it was full circle because they were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in the ass back in the day. So yeah, I deserved everything
There we
I
go.
got.
You're like, here's a taste of your own medicine.
It's
Yes,
all making
exactly.
sense. It's all making sense now.
So did you do any sports prior to joining the military, or was that kind of your first taste at athleticism, weightlifting, just different things like that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't talk about that much because I grew up pretty poor and we moved around a lot. There wasn't time for sports. Sports just seemed like a nicety that other people got to do and experience. And so it wasn't until my junior year of high school where my PE teacher came up to me and was just like, you're an athlete, right? And I was like, I am. And he's just like, yes. So he was the first adult really that believed in me. That was took me under his wing, and that completely changed my life. So after that, he was the lacrosse coach, so I played lacrosse, ran track, played rugby in college and after. So yeah, I fell in love with sports. I think everyone should experience being on a sport, having a coach, having the discipline, being with teammates, even, solo track, like you still have teammates. You're still there doing it for other people around you, right?
Yep.
And I think sport teaches you so much. And then I started CrossFit later, but
Yeah.
It builds a lot in you. Like,
does.
we can all speak to this, right? Like, being in some sort of sport that, like you said, it teaches you discipline. And, like, these are things that really you carry with you for the rest of your life.
I was going to say, because a lot of the things that I enlist and I practice, I learned because of being in sports. Like, one thing I was just talking with some of the other coworkers today about this. Like, when I moved here, the gym was like my rock, because that's been like my constant my whole life, like some sort of movement. And I kind of really appreciate your perspective on that too, because I didn't really think about it as sports being a privilege, because everybody doesn't really have access to it, and really is something you should take advantage of in the best possible way if you have the opportunity to do that, because it's not as easily accessible. And I love that you like shared that aspect, because that's important.
Yeah, and being able to be inspired so much by one person, one adult, like it makes you want to in turn inspire others, because all it takes is one person to believe in you, right?
Yeah.
And because I feel like a lot of us, we have that imposter syndrome, or I could never do that.
Yeah.
It just takes someone to believe in you for you to believe in yourself. So
100%.
And that can translate to so many things, like whether it's sports, whether it's career paths, like everything. Like, having someone that that truly like believes in you when your self-doubt is creeping in and your imposter syndrome is creeping in, and they're just like giving you kind of that like little nudge.
Yep.
Like, and hey, sometimes that's all you really need to like really
100%.
step into your capabilities.
100%. It's like goes back to that concept, like it takes a village, because I think when you're young, you don't realize that it is okay to ask for help, and you don't recognize what help looks like in certain ways. And it's really like a subconscious motivation, because like as kids, we get in our own heads, even as adults, like we need people that are like, I believe in you, you can do this. And it goes a long way for sure.
yeah, I think it actually gets worse as you get older.
Oh my gosh, so much worse.
Like I feel like I hit my 30s, and then it was just like, oh, I can't, like that belief in yourself, like I don't know where that disappears to. I don't know why that is.
I think it's because you really step into this new adulthood, especially because I'll speak from personal experience. When you step into 30, and I just thought it was going to be another birthday, and my whole world like changed, and you actually like start to feel like an adult, and you're like, how did I get here, and what am I doing? Like, it rocks you.
Yeah.
It rocks you. But yeah, I mean, like you said, like it truly does take a village, and that I will speak to bodybuilding in that, right? Like technically it's a solo sport, but when in competitive bodybuilding, but it really does take a village behind the scenes, coaches, your support systems, just like everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just accredit that to one person. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, you're the one doing all of the work, and you're the one, that is presenting solo, but there are so many people behind the scenes that support and help, and whether that's a training partner or however that looks. Like, nothing really ever truly is solo, and there's a lot of people that can fall into that, like, I don't need anyone mentality. But as I've gotten older, I've realized we need humans. Like, we need other humans, and to be able to lean on other humans and people that believe in us when that imposter syndrome kicks in and we're looking around like, where am I and how did I get here?
100%. It's the ego speaking. Like people just get caught up in, I can do battle by myself. And it's like, no, like you need help. And I don't know. I think that's something that just comes with shedding that tough exterior, and once you go through humbling experiences, you learn to open yourself up and be like, you know what, maybe I do need help.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're crying, you're angry, whatever the case might be, just letting all that emotion process, and I think people come out on the other side better because of it sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I experience that a lot with a lot of my patients, because I'm working with a lot of veterans or active duty, and you guys don't like to ask for help.
I'm glad. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but just like getting down to like building those relationships and having that comfortability so that they can be like, no, this is actually, what I'm struggling with. And maybe I do need more help than I realized, and,
Yeah.
and getting to that place where they feel like they can be vulnerable to be able to receive help and step into who they need to or want to
100%.
be, even just to function.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask you, like, what was your experience like in the military? And you were an explosive ordnance officer. Tell me a little bit about like what that is and what the mentality behind that had to become.
Yeah, so EOD is a very unique career field. I would say a lot of us who are EOD techs, we have a couple screws loose. You kind of have to, right? Our motto is initial success or total failure.
Okay.
And so the weight of that from day one, that's instilled in you.
Okay.
And as you're going through training and you're going through deployment workups, like, you know, we're heading out the door to Afghanistan or wherever, you really feel that sense of the heaviness that comes with the job, because it's usually not if but when something terrible happens. What's great about it, though, is the community that bonds us together, because we all volunteer for it. At any point in time, I can pull my volunteer statement and say, I don't want to do this job anymore, which is very unique for the military. You know, most branches, you can't do that, you know. But because of the nature of what we do, there is that option. So you know that everybody to your left and right is volunteering. They want to be there. They want to serve. And everybody has their why. The issue then being is, like you were talking about, that tough exterior, right? That mental health aspect of it. Quick antidote. When we were in Afghanistan, we had an EOD tech step on a landmine and he died. And that was heartbreaking. And the hard part about it is, you know, we had the rest of the day to grieve. And the next day we took him to the plane, laid the flag. That was a whole experience in itself. But then we get back to the office and it's like, we gotta get back to work. Like, our adversaries aren't taking a day off. We can't either. And so after that experience, I think when I saw everybody just, it's like a switch, right? Like, you're grieving and then you got to switch it back on. It's like, no, we're here another 6 months. We don't have time to be in our fields. Like, we have something bigger here, bigger than us, you know? And so it was always like, we'll deal with this when we get back. Well, 6 months later, we've already stuffed it down. We've already gotten that hard exterior. And we get back and we all take leave and we go our separate ways. And where I saw as a commander, a lot of the difficulties for our service members when we got back was, you know, integrating back into society, being around their family again, you know, going home to their wife and their kids. And sometimes there's a distance about them. And, you know, spouses and children don't understand. And the service member doesn't know how to express, because we don't want to talk about it. You know, that's our, you know, and it's not because we don't want to talk about it because of feelings. It's more of like, in our minds, we're protecting the people that we love from the horrors of war, right? We don't want you to have to experience. We signed up to experience it. I don't need to bring that home to you. And that's more of the mentality. And
That's
so,
heavy.
yeah.
I'm taking all this in
Yeah.
because I watched a movie on Netflix. It was about the first black cohort of, forgot what branch, but it was, I don't you might know what I'm talking
Yep,
about.
I have seen it. Yep.
And the scene with the truck and how they were rolling over an explosive, and kind of had a similar like reaction to it that you just explained in your story with, you know, they paid their respects, but they had to move very quickly through it. And that was the first time I saw something on like in a movie that kind of depicted something like that, and watching it and like was really tough, because it's like, we don't see those things here every day in life. And you kind of described like part of your job is to shield us from things like that. but that's so much for a person to hold because at some point you're going to break. And it's like you have to be taught how to express yourself. So when you're constantly shoving things down and 6 months later, you know, you're trying to bring it back out, but you don't even know how to because sometimes things do need time, but sometimes things do need to be talked about in the moment because that's when they're fresh and you can process
Processed,
it,
yeah.
you know? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to shoving things down and like it eating away at them. And then how do you even begin? So I applaud you for speaking on that because that's tough. And would you want to share a little bit about how you kind of work through that with yourself?
Yeah, I would like to mention too, like my experience. I don't want to belittle my experience, but I have a lot of peers that have been through way more. And so I can really only speak for myself when I'm talking about this. Everybody's mental health is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, when I started realizing it was an issue, my trauma comes up in like nightmares.
Okay.
So I will have like a few months of the year, usually around the same time, where it's certain things just every single night. And so this started happening, I think, in 2016. And, you know, trying to work through that with, you know, the medical professionals and whatnot. The military does its best, but you really do need to do a lot of self-work and seeking the work because the military is not going to be like, hey, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
You know, like you really have to check in with yourself and do the work, and it's hard.
I was going to ask you, like, how did being in the military alter your beliefs about what you would like in healthcare and wellness, and like were there things that you maybe thought were missing that you would have loved to see more of, or vice versa, what you saw that you appreciated?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, you know, shameless plug, but I got to talk about Transcend for a minute here. I do, right?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to start crying.
So, yeah, it was a couple years ago, and, you know, I was introduced to Ernie and on a project I was involved with, and started hearing about Transcend. And I was like, I want to learn more about it because it seems like he was helping a lot of people. And I eventually got introduced to Sarah, and I remember one of the first times that we talked because to give context, I was training every day. I was counting my macros. I was, you know, working long hours, you know, morning workouts, PM workouts. And I just felt like stuck. I didn't feel good. I was tired all the time. And I got my blood work done, and Sarah and I had a phone call, and she was like, hey, it's no wonder why you're in pain because this is elevated, this is low. We got to get this right. Like, and it's super easy. It's just a few tweaks here and there. And I remember crying because I was just like, I had no idea that my body was working against me. And it's so simple just to tweak a few little things to get you back to homeostasis, 100%. Right? And I remember, like, it was groundbreaking for me. And I remember going into work the next day and talking about it with my peers. I'm like, everybody in this room needs to go to the doctor and get a full panel of blood work. Like, are you tired? Are you doing, you know, experiencing stress or hair loss or like all these things?
Yeah, no,
because
like
it's all related to hormones.
you were given the whole breakdown at that point. Like, go get this. Yeah, no, yeah.
And the unfortunate part for the military aspect of medical care is they're so reluctant to give you a full panel workup.
Huh.
So, like, you can ask for it, and they're going to say no. You can ask for it again. Ask for it again. Maybe after the fourth
I mean, this is regular civilian life, too, though.
Yeah.
Like,
You had to beg and plead to get certain things done.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's only a partial panel.
Exactly. Because they say, because I have experienced this, too. Like, when I went prior to getting my hormones done in the full lab, they're like, oh, you're normal. But normal's not optimal. So when I got my full panel, oh yeah, you have PCOS because this is all out of whack. But for however long you're dealing with the question of what is going on, and your doctors are telling you, oh, you're normal, but I don't feel normal. So it's like, this is really contradicting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say to that, like, because we're all young athletes, we're in shape. So what's normal to the general population and society is not what's normal for us.
Exactly.
Or for us as individuals. There's not a one size fits all when it comes to medical care. And Transcend was the first time that I felt seen, heard. It was just like an epiphany. I felt like a weight lifted off me because I was like, I'm going to get right.
You have answers.
Yes, I have answers. And, you're stressed because, serotonin levels and this and that. And like, even as like a woman, testosterone levels can be off or your estrogen levels can be off. Same with men. Yep. Men have, estrogen too, and when that stuff's off, like you feel off, your training's off, you're stressed, you're tired. And then package that all up and you're, in relationships and it's affecting other things or your kids or, how you talk to people. So
I definitely think I could go down a whole rabbit hole with this because like growing up, going through your sex ed and everything, they teach you the very bare minimum and they don't even tell us as women that we have like 4 phases of our cycle, which is like the most important thing because we're going to feel like shit one of these weeks, but then we're going to feel like on top of the world the other week. So it's like, that's really important because that's how we measure our sense of normal. And so when you finally get to an age where you're experiencing these things and if you are out of whack, it's like you don't even know what your baseline is because you weren't taught the proper measures. Mm-hmm. So like when you were talking with Sarah and kind of going through this, did you find yourself like, dang, like I maybe I didn't know as much as I did, or like were you grateful for just being able to finally have something that's like telling you what's going on?
Like I said, I broke down and I remember calling my mom after that and just being like, I knew that I was off. I just didn't realize how off, but how easy it was to fix. And I think that's what was like the hardest part about all of it. Was like it's so easy just to give a little this, a little that, and you're gonna feel better. Your mood's gonna be better. And it was just like I said, someone was hearing me, someone was seeing me as an individual, and I had a very unique, individualized, prescribed plan. Mm-hmm. This is Katie's plan, Not nobody in Transcend has the same plan. Exactly. Because we're all individuals. We're all different.
Exactly. So now having gone through the Transcend experience, what are some like non-negotiables for you in your health and wellness life?
Ooh, let's see. Non-negotiables. Maybe Sarah, do you have any non-negotiables for you? Maybe I need a minute to think.
And it doesn't even have to be specific as like supplements or like just learning about your body and like what works for you, whether that be, okay, I might need to do like morning yoga or morning meditation, or I might need to have a rest day here and there, or like it can be anything like that.
What are your thoughts?
I think back when you were talking about like the military is not going to be like checking and be like, hey, how are you? Right? Like we all as individuals growing up especially have an obligation to do that inner work, right? And that's been very enlightening to me and just like things that I need to make sure that I'm doing for my own mental health to make sure that I'm staying sane. I am very much a giver, and like what fulfills me is like seeing other people like be able to blossom into their best selves. And I'm very good at giving a lot of myself to other people and putting myself on the back burner. So like constantly making sure that I'm keeping myself in check. And this obviously has nothing to do with like any sort of like protocols or anything like that, but just making sure that I'm taking time for myself to like ground myself and, stay centered within who I am and what I need to do for myself first so that I'm able to pour into other people. Because that's my job, is to be able to pour into other people. And if I'm drowning, then I can't really actually help other people. So
100%.
Yeah, you are very, that is you, and I love that about you. For me, I think this is just going to expose like some things that I still need to work on, but
That's okay.
I still rely heavily like on my community, right? So like when I just moved to North Carolina, and I have a great group of people there, and they're who keep me going right now. It's like they check in if I miss the gym for the day, like, where are you? And that kind of thing reminds me that like, hey, you are loved, you're needed. And, I think for me that exposes like, hey, I think we need to like figure out how to be good with yourself, like you were just saying, putting that work in. I think I
But
still have a bit to do there.
also, like we talked about earlier, we need community too. Like we need, as humans, we need other humans too. Like this isn't just a solo experience. Whether no matter what you're going through, we all have people that we do need to rely on too. And I think it's just a little bit of a balancing act, right? Of being able to be good with yourself and still know when you need other people too.
100%. Because that's very valid, because I think we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. And I think it's important to, when you know your weaknesses, that's when you ask for help. Because, for example, myself, I'm really good at routine. I'm really good at staying on track of things. I'm really good at like analyzing and making everything's in order. But I struggle with taking a step back, with relaxing, with having leisure, and like understanding that life is an ebb and flow. And so I try to surround myself with people that and reinforce those ideas. So I think it's okay that you recognize maybe we all have deficits, and that's okay. It's just a matter of how do you fill those holes, because you do have a sense of responsibility to do things for yourself, as we all do, but you have an equal responsibility to recognize when you can't do something and you need that help from external sources. And I think that's the balance for sure.
Yeah, and I think just in this conversation, reflecting on it, maybe I'm relying a bit more heavily on my community right now, because I've in the past couple months, it's been a rough couple months, right? And so I think I'm realizing, how do I cope? It's, being at the gym, feeling, getting that workout high, being around the people that I love and who have the same like passion for fitness. So I think that's just basically one of my coping mechanisms. So I've definitely been relying on my community a little bit more the last couple months.
I was just
Which
gonna
is okay.
100%. I was just gonna ask you, like, when you feel like the world is weighing down on you, like what do you resort to help bring you out of that darkness? Like how do you find the light in those types of situations?
Yeah, so for me, it's staying busy. Not so much as a distractor, but just something for me to throw myself into, to feel like I'm getting out of something what I'm putting into it. So whether that's a workout, I love to paint. So like,
oh wow, that's fun.
So I just moved into my new house, so I've been doing like a lot of painting on the weekends, so it's like wall art and stuff. But with those very similar, the artistic and the athletics. Just pouring something into it and getting something out of it. And for me, that, give and take is like that reward feeling.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going.
That's great. That's great. So I want to kind of, sorry.
I'm so happy you're on this. I didn't know that you were going to be on this podcast, and I'm so happy that you're sitting here. Like, yes.
I can tell, like, she makes you feel really comfortable, like, feel at ease. Like, I love that.
Katie is so special to me. Like, I am just so grateful that, like, we've been able to meet through this, because, like, she's just become such a good friend of mine. Like, we've gone through a very similar.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like evil twin.
Yep. Similar situations. This just within this year, even, and like just having that relatability, and like you are just such a gem of a human being. Like I remember telling you, you're like, "What's Katie like?" And I was just like gushing because I just love Katie so
bright
much.
red.
Like everyone knows how much I just adore Katie, and I literally remember like your first trip up here when I wasn't in office, and Corey was like, "Yeah," Katie was like, "Where's Sarah?" And I was just like, "Oh,
I'm missing my other half here."
Yep, 100%.
And I was gonna say, I feel like that's something that's so beautiful about like the process of like going through Transcend, because you form a really good relationship with your medical specialist, and like they know all your goods, like, but it's like a confidential, secure, trusted relationship, and I think that's really important in medical spaces.
It has to be, because I can talk about, oh, hey, my sex drive is low, or this is like, you have to be comfortable with the person that you're talking to.
Exactly.
I can text her anytime and just be like, hey, what was that dosage I was supposed to be taking again? And immediately gets back to me. This morning when I saw Ernie, I was just like, you have the best team. I love this Transcend family. I love being here. Like,
I love that. We love that you feel good. That's the goal. That's the goal. So what do you kind of think, from what you've experienced from Transcend, if you had a magic wand, you could be like, you get this, you get this. What's something that you've appreciated from this process that you think everybody should have?
Okay, two things. First is the consistent blood work. Knowing where you're at and keeping a good tab on that, your blood work is going to tell you a lot. And when you have a medical professional reading that to you, it's like reading a book, and they can see how much pain you're in, what, you're how you're doing mentally. Hey, are you not sleeping very well? Like, they can tell all that from blood work.
Yeah.
And I know the last time I spoke with somebody from here, they said that they were starting to be able to tell patients with some PTSD. And I thought, if that's where the medical, that's where Transcend is going, that is incredible, because we can get in front and we can be, proactive about medical care, and how amazing is that? So that's the first one. And then the second one is peptides. BPC 157 is incredible. I have tear. Like, it's the nature of CrossFit. It's the nature of being an older athlete. Like, it's not if but when, your body only has so many repetitions throughout the entire life, and it happens. But that's not going to stop me from doing it. So, like, the peptides allow me to go into the gym and not feel as, broken as I really am. And it helps heal, right? Like, that's incredible. So, yeah, I would say those two things from Transcend.
I love that. So, what's one life lesson that you've been your eyes got
okay.
that you've been utilizing in your life right now that you think might be beneficial for people listening?
That's a good question. One life lesson. I would say it's gonna be two things.
Go ahead.
The first is that it could always be worse.
Okay.
No matter what you're doing.
Amen.
No matter what you're doing, well, no matter what scenario you're in, like, it could always be worse, and sometimes you really have to remind yourself of that, especially when you're going through it. Like, okay, I'm feeling real down right now, or I'm in a real tough workout right now, or
Yeah.
But it could be worse. And so when you have that mentality, you get, a reflection of positivity while you're going through it.
Yep.
So that's the first one. And then the second one being that it is okay to say that you are not okay. It's okay to go to people for help. It's okay to reach out and be like, hey, check in on me because I'm not doing well. It is okay to be, the poker in that conversation, like, hey, check in on me. And I've definitely had to do that. And to be okay with that is a little uncomfortable at first, but recognizing that people do want to be there for you. They do want to love you. They want to see you succeed. That's a pretty powerful thing.
I feel that. I experienced that a lot, like, post-college when I went to school without all my friends, and then we were all in the same city after for a year, and I was like, why is nobody calling me? Like, why is nobody checking on me? And they're like, well, Reagan, we can't mind read, so you actually do sometimes have to tell us that you need something, and it is uncomfortable. It's tough because it's like sometimes you feel like you shouldn't have to say certain things,
don't
but
want to be a burden.
Sometimes you do. Exactly. You don't want to be a burden. Exactly.
Yes, I'm
all about the
so
balance.
guilty of like that, like not like I got reaching out for help if I need it, because I'm always the one that is helping others, and that's where I fall on the back burner, and
we all experience the same cycle.
Yeah. But yeah, and with that though, how amazing of a feeling is it when somebody reaches out to you and you're the person that they're like, hey, I need you.
Yes.
Hey, I need your help. Like, how great of a feeling is it?
It feels good.
Yeah.
In the most, like, humble way.
Yeah.
Because I love helping people. I love being able to, it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like, you came to me because you needed something and I was able to help you. Like,
what do you need?
Stop.
I'm on the next flight.
Exactly. Right now.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
that's what, like, lights my soul on fire is, like, and then, like, making, like, actually seeing either, like, your advice or your help come to, like, fruition in their life, and, like, knowing that you are able to make a difference. And it's not like I'm expecting, anything in return for that, but, like, seeing someone else be able to blossom because of that, or be in a better space, or just help in any sort of way to make sure that, like, they're doing better, like, that's the sauce.
100%. Yeah. You just reminded me. Thank you, because you helped rewire some things I had in my head. I wanted to ask you, how is it coming from the military and kind of like having a foundation like the Transcend Foundation that's been able to help veterans specifically? Because I feel like you're a very niche group of people that go through specific situations.
Yeah, so it's been wonderful to share this experience with others. I get people all the time asking, like, can you tell me a little bit more about Transcend? Because I know no matter what room I walk into, no matter what unit I'm at, if everybody got their blood work, there's something that needs addressing. And so I love being able to share that, and I've helped people connect with Transcend, everyone from like a woman going through menopause at my gym.
Wow.
And, the last time I saw her, she gave me this big hug and she's just like, that changed my life, and like to me, I'm just like, yeah, it changed my life too.
Yeah.
We had completely different things going on, but it's the same for my military friends. And I know between the training, the hours, the stress, the, compartmentalization that we, I'll go through the deployment cycles, like we have some things that need to be addressed. And so being able to be a voice and share what you guys do with my peers, my homies, my brothers and sisters, like that's an incredible thing.
I love that.
And I love that because you are still active, that like you're able to spread that with people that are also still active too, to kind of get ahead of the curve, because a lot of veterans struggle with that transition period. And that's when they're feeling hopeless, and that's when they're feeling lost. And it's like, if you have these tools and know that you can be proactive about it, is that going to save you down the road from mental health issues or family issues or marriage issues or, issues with your families and kids and injuries, like anything, really, like anything, and being able to get ahead of that and have those tools and answers, most importantly, to why am I feeling this way, and like having that viable proof of it's there, like it's right there, like I can tell what you're going through because of these numbers and what you're telling me, and being able to get ahead of that before even people are transitioning out of service, so that they're not feeling hopeless and lost.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about that is, by getting your blood work, a full panel blood work done regularly, you are going to, like you said, be proactive about your medical care. Because by the time you start to see side effects of something that's going wrong, a lot of times, okay, we're on the back end, we're going to now we have to try to fix it.
Exactly.
Correct, yeah.
Yes, and that is so much more difficult than getting in front of something.
Yes.
So that blood work, yeah, that's key.
100%. Well, it's okay. I wanted to end with like a fun Q&A. All right, and we can all answer it. So, what's your favorite muscle group to work out?
Go ahead, Sarah. Let me think.
Oh,
You always give
man.
two options, so you can give two.
Okay.
It's so funny. I mean, I'm a big fan of legs. I train legs the most often and like the most intensive. So like
Okay.
mentally, those are like really good stimulating lifts for me.
Okay.
But like there's nothing better than like a juicy shoulder pump either.
Okay,
So-
exactly. I agree with you on that.
Yep. I'm better upper body.
Okay.
So like when it comes to bench or gymnastics and stuff like that, like that's where I shine. I really gotta work on you need to like train me for my squats because it's trash.
Katie was dying
Stop.
earlier.
Your legs are great though. Like,
genetics and Transcend.
no, I agree with you though. I'm all upper body. I prefer upper body. It's
Yeah.
just I find more fun in it. Legs are challenging mentally. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
I gotta lift this weight.
Yeah.
That's where the growth is, though.
No, you're right,
Do
you're
hard
right.
things,
You're
man.
right.
Do
I
hard
still do
things.
it, but I don't love the pain. Okay, what is your favorite supplement or something that favorite or most beneficial that you've noticed?
The most I reach for is protein. I know I don't get enough protein in. So for me, the very first supplement's always, nighttime, or creatine, that's a good one, but protein definitely, that's usually my number one. That's an easy one.
Yeah. I My go-to is glutamine because like gut health is
Okay.
like so important
Yeah,
for me.
I get that.
And like especially going through everything that I have like with my coach previously, like I went through a whole gut protocol and like had to just do the whole thing over again to make sure that my body was actually like absorbing the food I'm eating and you just able to grow in the way that it's supposed to. Like
Yeah.
we don't realize, especially when you're going through like really stressful situations for elongated times, like how much that really impacts your body and your gut health and what that translates to. So like I am huge on gut health and like making sure that everything is where it needs to be in that regard.
I get that. I'm like in the middle of both of you. Like I'm with the gut health and I'm also with like the muscle, the protein. I'm all in like the herb category. So I take like a bitters tincture for my gut health. I do it before big meals, but then I do like a super shrooms blend because cordyceps I've heard is like ATP, but like in the mushroom world. So yeah, I kind of tread both lines with that. So what's your favorite movie of all time? I know.
I'm not a movie person.
No?
No.
Okay, TV show. But movie or TV show.
Honestly, okay, just because this is more recent, I've been a big fan of The Bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a
Like,
good choice.
I out of high school originally, like I wanted to go to culinary school to be a pastry chef.
Really?
Yeah. So like I love the culinary world.
Have you
so
seen Chef's
much.
Table?
I have not.
You have to watch Chef's Table, and then the episode with Christina Tosi. She has, Christina Tosi.
Nope.
She's the owner of Milk Bar, and it's like a dessert.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been there in Vegas.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have an episode that talks about her whole upbringing. She was in like Momofuku, which is like an Asian restaurant. So watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Hands down 300. Like
The
movie.
Roman Empire, is that what it is? I don't know.
Spartans.
Spartans,
and
yeah.
Greece.
Like the Spartan War?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's what's up.
Any type of the like older war movies. I
Yeah.
do like the World War II movies, but like Troy 300, that
Okay.
kind of
Are you gonna watch the Odyssey when it comes out?
I haven't heard of the Odyssey.
Okay, so the Odyssey is like about the Trojan War.
Okay.
It was a book by Homer, but we read it all throughout like middle school, high school, and it talks about like Odysseus on his travels from the Trojan War, but they're making a movie about it.
Perfect.
So it
Yes,
might be up your alley.
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
I will see that.
It's like Zendaya's playing in it, a couple other. It's like a big like
Okay.
blockbuster movie coming up, so it'll
Okay.
be good.
What about you?
Like favorite movie?
Movie, TV show.
Okay, The Parent Trap.
Okay, so good.
That's
though.
my favorite movie.
So
Like
good,
and
though.
Matilda. Like I know it's very like it's my childhood, but I love The Parent
That
Trap.
was my childhood. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
was like before
I
your
know. I have
childhood.
an old soul. Like I was born 2002, so all the like the late 90s movies. That's my jam.
Reagan's the baby.
I am the
here.
baby.
We love
Um,
it.
Actually, Eliza's now the baby. I'm 3 weeks older than her, but
Okay.
I'm still the baby. Nice. I'm used to it. I started school early, so I was always the youngest.
Yeah.
Last to get license, driver's license, and all these things. But all right, favorite restaurant.
Outback.
Out of the Bobby.
Yes, I don't know why. It's like classic. You got your vegetables, sweet potato, steak.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Oh man.
Oh, and the bloomin' onion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
can't
good.
go wrong
Yeah,
there.
that's top tier.
Can't go wrong there. Man, I'm gonna have to say Bardot in Vegas.
Bardot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Fancy.
my gosh.
Is it EAUX?
No, it's BAR. It's OT.
Okay. Okay.
DOT. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh man, they have like.
You said Vegas twice now. Is that your favorite place?
I love Vegas. I love to eat in Vegas.
Okay. Well, that was my next question. Was what's your favorite vacation destination?
That's not my favorite vacation
Okay.
destination.
Okay. Give it to me then.
My brother lives in Arizona, and I
Okay.
like Arizona. Just has my heart. There's something
There we
about the
go.
mountains, like
How's Sedona? Have you been to Sedona?
beautiful,
Okay.
unreal. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely unreal. Like it's hot in the summer, but like
Mhm.
fall through like spring there is just it's
Oh.
chef's kiss.
There we
Like it's
go.
so good. There's like there's just nothing that be, and you can say this really anywhere over on like the west side of the country, but like there's nothing like a West Coast sunset or
Okay.
sunrise, like unfrickin' real.
Wow, I have to see.
Yes.
You haven't been to Arizona yet.
No? Oh my
No.
gosh, you have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to.
On my list
It's-
now.
Yeah, it's so good.
Cool beans.
For me, it's usually somewhere I haven't been, and
Okay.
so my mom and I take a trip every year, and so last year we went to Peru. 2 years before that, we did the Grand Canyon hike.
Mhm.
I think next year we're gonna go to Patagonia.
Ooh.
So
Where's Patagonia?
south,
like south, like,
real yes,
like where? Like is it
all the way south,
like south where?
South America.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
Chile,
That's
west, northwest,
Yes, so
south of that.
yeah.
Wow, what country is Patagonia in? Is it a city?
It's Patagonia is the
Is the country?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never. heard
Yeah.
Patagonia. I gotta look at the map now.
Yeah.
Okay. Tip of the southern
Jamie, pull
hemisphere.
that up.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
So honestly, for me, for traveling, it's my mom. Usually, she's really good at like finding the places, and then I love spending just that one-on-one time with her,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah. So my mom daughter trips for me.
You were talking about your childhood a little bit, how that was like a little turbulent.
Yeah.
So I love that, like, you guys have
So-
these moments.
Yeah, it's incredible. So my mom is actually 10 years sober next month.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good for her.
so- yes.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, shout out to her because I think it takes somebody with incredible strength to do that. I am very proud of her. She's been through a lot, and she's definitely come out on the other end. And you know, as her daughter, like our relationship has grown tremendously over the last decade. So it's so nice. She'll go out and run like 10, 12 miles a day. Like we're doing
Wow.
a marathon
Go
next
mom.
month. Yeah, she's 59 and she runs
Wow.
circles around me.
There you
So
go.
my relationship with her is very special.
I
So
love that.
yeah.
I love that. Last but not least, what's your favorite album of all time, and what you're listening to at the moment, if you can't pick? I love asking favorites because nobody ever knows.
Man, I have a favorite. It's just it's an independent artist. His
Okay.
name's Mike.
Okay.
And so like back when I was like in high school, he was like Mike Stud and he was a rapper, but he like rebranded back in like I don't know 2020, 2021. And I don't even know how to like honestly describe his music, but he's also just a very like respectable human. He is very intuitive and he's very like just well thought out with how he goes about his work. And so when he like rebranded, he said he was going to put out three more albums and then like disappear. And so it's like the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. And it's all on his own timeline because he's independent and like he's just built this really awesome fan base and it's just very community like and so it's just a really special thing.
I love that.
And like the music just like speaks and it's just something that's really really helped me. He has both the highs and the lows out, and so his next one will be the in-betweens, and then he's calling it and he's like, it's time to have a family, like, you know. So and I respect that too because like he's at peak career and like to be able to walk away from that and just be like, no, my job here is done, there's more, like that's just very respectable to me. So
it is. I agree.
Trying to think. I have a couple. So I guess lesser known is Lucero. They're like a jam band, older, kind of rock, kind of, yeah. And that one is like when I'm in my feels, that's what I turn to.
Okay.
But I think what I've been listening to the most now is Machine Gun Kelly.
we were just listening to this earlier.
I love MGK.
There we go.
Which is like
I love MGK too. We share the same birthday.
I know.
Okay.
And my coworkers are just like, you're so weird. Like that's so lame.
It's okay.
But it's like
it floats your
no.
boat. Like
It does.
music is something that's so individualized. I feel
Yes.
like, you know.
Yeah, and like
Yes.
it can take you on a journey, and like even just there's so many like songs that I remember even like in my teenage years or something, right? And you'll like hear it and it will make you time travel.
Yes,
Like no other.
music is like a time capsule for sure.
Yeah.
I like
No, I feel that. I feel that.
Time capsule.
It's a time
Yeah,
capsule.
Absolutely.
I'm
You go.
like, so Channel Orange and Blonde, Frank Ocean. Those are like will forever be in a different category because he's kind of like your artist. Like
Yeah.
he came and then he dipped. And like, can you come back just for a little bit?
Right.
Um,
We miss you.
But then I miss him so much. But then Ray, I don't know if you guys know who Ray is, but she's an independent artist and she was like on a similar journey, but she kind of describes music as medicine. And I appreciate a good musician because I played instruments growing up. So she always has a live band in her albums and like it's top tier. So she's been my favorite lately. And like, I love how she gets all wild on stage and just like embodies the music. But yeah, I would
Love
say
that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wow. Thank you guys.
This
This
was so
Yes.
fun.
This is great.
Thank
This was
you.
so
I
fun.
appreciate you coming and just sharing your story.
Mhm.
You're very brave, very authentic. You're very personable. Just all the great things. So
Thank you guys.
appreciate you.
And I adore you, and I'm just so happy that you're here.
Yay! Thank you.
Of course.